Hey guys, so I've already gone ahead and washed, moisturized, prepped my face. So if you want to know what I use for moisturizer, I'll let you guys know. It's the Clinique little the heavy moisture cream. It works really good for especially in the winter time and for people who have dry skin. But if you have oily skin, I would suggest maybe using something else. But yeah, let's get started. So what I use for foundation is the Makeup Forever Professional Ultra HD, and I'm in the shade R330. And it's really great full coverage, and I just put it on 2 squirts on my hand and go right ahead with my little foundation brush. And the key is to make sure that you're going in circular motions and not just swiping motions if you are using a brush. If you're not, then just do whatever you do, but honest preference, if you're using a brush and you don't want streak marks, make sure you're doing small circular motions all over your face. So now what I like to do, just to set the foundation that I've put on, I like to take a big fluffy brush. I think this one was from Eco Tools. I mean, it was pretty cheap. It works decently okay, and I like to take my Makeup Forever HD high definition pressed powder. It looks like this. It's like a translucent powder, and it's great for setting. I've come to find it's become one of my favorites, and I just like to take some and I pat it all over my face. And this is just my preference, but after I have just the base done on my face, I like to start on the eyes. If you guys do your eyes first and then your face, or all your face first and then your eyes, that's totally fine. It'll work either way. This is just how I do it. So I start by taking my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the Eden. It's the matte one. And I just put a little tiny bit on my fingers. I don't use a brush for this, rub them on. And just put it all over the lid, all the way up to my brow bone and a little bit under, because sometimes, well, lately I've been putting a lot of eyeshadow under my eyelids just for a nice smoky look, and I do that until it's all done and rubbed in and primed and good to go. So today, since I'm going to be doing more of a neutral pop of color look on my eyes, I'm going to be using the First Naked Urban Decay palette, and I'm also going to be using my favorite Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm going to be using the color in Trash. It's going to be this yellow one, and I'm going to be mixing it with some neutral browns and pinks and stuff like that, and it's going to be good. Alright, so just to begin with, I went ahead and did the lightest shade in Virgin, and I just swept it all across the brow. I didn't think, or the lid, not the brow. I didn't think you guys needed to see that. So on to the next step. I'm going to be taking the fluffy side of my Urban Decay brush that came with my Naked palette, and I'm going to be using the shade, actually, Naked first, and I'm going to just put some of that into my crease for a nice transition color. Make sure that none of it gets too crazy. This isn't a crazy transition color, this is just something to start out with. And then I move on to one of my favorites, which is BECCA, and it's a little bit darker, and just put that into the crease as well, and it's going to stand out more and give more of a dramatic crease look. So and then gradually I'm blending it upwards in circular motions. Don't want any harsh lines. And we'll go back in a little bit too, and we'll use a fluffier brush to blend out the edges and stuff. But this is just what I like to do when I am doing my eye looks. Get right in the crease, make sure that it's not being finicky anywhere, and you should end up with something like this for the crease. Now I'm just taking the color Trash. It's kind of like a yellowy, kind of crazy orange or green look, and it's very pigmented, so you don't need a lot. I'm putting it on the Urban Decay brush that it came with. I don't have any of my new brushes yet. They're coming in the mail. Yay! And we're just going to pat this onto the bald spot, so to speak, that we have on our eyeball instead of wiping, because patting will help it stay longer throughout the day. And I went ahead and I tried to put a little bit more on the outside and the inner corner of the eyeball, because I am going to blend it out in a little bit. And I'm sorry, my cat's trying to intrude on my tutorial, but I am going to try and fade it out more with a nice gray and a black tone here in a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Gunmetal, which is the gray color from the Naked palettes all the way down here, and I'm just putting a little bit on the outside and the inside corner just to give it a new bald spot, so to speak, and it's going to blend out really nicely once I add some black in there. And yeah, so next I'm going to take my little bit of a fluffier brush than I actually was just using. It's from Wet n Wild. It was super cheap, but you know what, I love it, and it works perfectly for blending out stuff. Excuse me. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Creep, which is the black color from the Naked palette, just really not that much, just patting it, dipping it off, and then pressing it into the crease so that it doesn't go super crazy dark on me all of a sudden. And we're just going to gradually work that into the crease and blend it out. I went ahead and I did the other eyeball, and I'm going to pray to God that my eyeliner wings and is on my side today, and I need to go get new eyeliner. But the eyeliner that I have been using is just the e.l.f. liquid liner, and then I set it with a black shadow because I don't like how it dries. It dries very shiny and metallic-y almost, and I don't really like that. I need to go get a better matte one. But yeah, so this is what I've been using, and I'm thinking a crazy liner today is going to be in my favor. Yeah, crazy thick and stuff like that. So let's just pray to God that it wings out correctly. Ooh. Cutting it.